Hey guys, what's up? It's Eben. Sorry I didn't post last week. It just got busy. Also, I didn't want to post on anybody else's day, so I figured I would post both videos today. Like my hair? Oh god. So anyway, last week's topic was testosterone. Your experience with it and or what changes you want from it. What changes it offers. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't done really any research on it. I think I did more a while ago when I identified a little closer to FTM maybe, than I am now. But I don't really remember. I do know sort of the basic common few though that a lot of people know. And that would be that testosterone lowers your voice. It can cause your hairline to recede. You get more body hair. The rate in which it comes in or grows changes from person to person. And I mean, all these changes vary from person to person. Weight distribution changes, like you'll have less fat in the hip and thigh and butt region, and I think more in like your central stomach region, something. Your muscles, you'll be able to build muscle easier, I think, and you'll just generally become a little more bulky. I think your face changes a little bit in shape, like I think your muscles sort of change, or you get some bone growth down here, which is why in your first few months I think of taking testosterone injections that you get so much like water weight here in the face or wherever. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. Your clitoris enlarges, um, and your libido gets more intense. Um, or I guess if you want to say a higher sex drive, but I've heard a lot of people say that they already had a higher sex drive, so it's like, I don't know, I heard someone describe it once very well, that it was just more intense, and I was like, that makes sense. And you'll experience different smells, like, your urine might smell differently, or just like your skin in general. But yeah, so, and then I've also heard too that the younger you start, the more changes might happen or something, or they might happen to a further extent. Like I've heard that your feet and hands might grow a bit, and you might grow a bit taller too if you start younger. Um, I don't know if that's true per se, or if that's a myth, I don't know. I wouldn't know. But it is important to do your research. Yeah, I feel bad, like, making this video about testosterone and then just telling you to go research instead of being able to uh, give you the research right now, like, to be able to tell you more about it. But I'm sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I'll probably put a couple links down below of some people that could answer your questions pretty well, or people just talking about testosterone as well. And even detransitioning, like, I'll get to that later in the video. But anyway, yeah, check out those links below. Maybe it'll be something that you needed to hear or wanted to know more about, or whatever. The effects that I'm looking forward to on testosterone. I'm not even sure that I want to take it. There was a while where I was very sure. But I've done this weird double back, like completely rediscovering. There we go. That's a good word. Rediscovering my gender completely. So I'm sorry that that's kind of caught up in that, and I don't have a very clear answer for you, but I can tell you how I felt in the past. when I first heard about testosterone, I was like, that's interesting, but I don't know that I'll ever do that. But I kept it as a possibility. Not so much that I would possibly do it, more like I was open to doing it, but just that it was interesting as an option. And I would think about it from time to time, like, what if if I did do the testosterone, I would very much enjoy getting facial hair, at least enough for sideburns. Like, I don't need a beard type thing, but it'd be cool to have some down here maybe, but really just enough for sideburns I'd be totally happy with. I guess a little more masculinization of the face. So I guess that growth that happens here would be interesting. Voice drop, definitely. The more I found out about myself as someone who is a trans masculine person, the more embarrassed I would get of my voice. I think I was embarrassed about my dysphoric. Embarrassed? I was embarrassed, but also dysphoric about my voice before then, but I didn't really know why. Maybe I just kind of felt that I wanted to be a guy, but maybe not. Feelings are sometimes very hard to define and put in words and be solid about, which is why I have a hard time saying things sometimes. Anyway, the lowering of the voice would definitely be a huge boost. Redistribution of fat. I was extremely dysphoric about my hips. And as I got older, I realized it wasn't so much that I had a little extra chunk, but it was more about the placement of it, and that it was so hippie. And I don't know, I guess that's it. Those are the things that I would look forward to the most. I've had more time where I was unsure about whether or not I wanted to do it than when I was sure. Because there were changes about it that I wasn't excited about or was afraid of. Like, I forgot to mention this before, but there are people that have talked about it that say they experience a difference in emotional and mental states, sort of like a change in the way they think, the way they experience emotion, their ability to communicate it. Always being able to be in a clear state of mind was pretty important to me, or being able to clearly define things that I felt. Even though, to be honest, there are a lot of emotions that I realized that I have that I either don't know that I'm experiencing, or I can't define them anyway. So there probably wouldn't be much of a change there anyway. But, yeah, look at me. And also, because I sort of identify my sexuality, I do identify under the asexual umbrella. I was not into the idea of getting a more intense libido. And then also the morphing of the genitals. That sort of tied in with my sexuality fears. So yeah. And then also there's just like the feelings too, also lending to my unsureness is like just not knowing what would happen if I did take it. I mean, everyone has a fear of the unknown, I think, to a certain extent. Some people get more excitement from it than anxiety. I think despite being a person that doesn't really like labels and things, I definitely like my comfort. And so I think change to a certain extent is hard to deal with for me. It's just scary. It's a big thing, and you don't know what's gonna happen. And I mean, the permanence of it freaks me out too. I mean, it's not necessarily permanent. You can detransition. There are steps you can take, you know? And that's totally okay. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. But, it's just the permanence of it. Like, I've gotten a tattoo and then get freaked out by the permanence for a bit, you know? Like, I guess I like some comfort in things. Like, aside from that, I was also just afraid, I should say more recently, I'm afraid that maybe I'm not trans enough, or to take T, or if I'm even trans at all. I mean, if I'm having these thoughts and I don't feel like I belong to the gender binary, maybe I am trans in a way, but I don't know. I'm just really unsure. It's a lot to think about. It's a heavy topic, it's a big thing, and I just have a hard time starting things too, and deciding things. We'll see. Maybe I'll take it, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll decide that I'm a woman, and well, that feels weird to say. Maybe I'm not. I don't know, but maybe I'll decide that I'm a woman and want to take T anyway. Like, so what? You know? And I have such an easy time saying that, but sometimes when it comes to feelings, it's not that easy. As for the detransition thing, mostly just wanted to say that it's okay if you want to detransition. I know, I mean, I'm not really that far into the queer community. From what I understand, a lot of people get flack for it, and that's not okay. I mean, people are people, and if someone decides that they rushed into it too much, or they decide they want to change, go back to being one way or another, like, it's all about, you know, being comfortable, being yourself. I'm not in a very clear state of mind right now. I'm really all over the place. I swear I have ADD. I've never been diagnosed, but my brain is just everywhere. So I apologize for this entire video. But I want to say that if you do testosterone, cool. Do your research. Really think about it. And if you do end up wanting to detransition, that is totally okay. You are you, and you need to do what feels most comfortable for you. So if that means taking testosterone to begin with, that's fine. If that means detransitioning from having taken testosterone, fine. It really doesn't matter, guys. Like, it's okay, you know? So, yeah. Again, sorry for being all over the place in this video. Sorry it's so late. Check out those links below. There's some pretty cool people that have said some pretty awesome things, and they helped me out a lot. So, and I'm sure some of them too would be more than happy to answer your questions, talk to you. I'm sorry that I don't have more like ready research for you when it comes to testosterone, but you know, it's gotta be pretty easy on Google. Like, type in testosterone, whatever, sort through. You know, it's as easy as pirating music, you know, and I know you all know how to do that. Alright guys, have a good night. I'll see you later.